Hi, I'm Helen Rennie, equestrian performance coach and author of the book Transform Pressure to Power, which is about 8 mindset strategies to achieve eventing success. If you're interested in coming along to one of my Mindset Strategies workshops and you want to know more about who it's for and what you'll learn, then you're in the right place. Because in this short video, I'm going to explain who I've designed this workshop for and what I'll be covering. In a few moments, I'm going to walk you through some slides. I just wanted to start off this video with a personal greeting to say hi, and I hope that you find this video useful. Okay, so let's start with the question I get asked the most about my Mindset Strategies workshop. And that is, who is this workshop for? This workshop is designed for riders at all competition levels, so it doesn't matter what level you're at now or how often you compete. I've designed the workshop specifically for riders who struggle with nerves, stress, and/or tension at competitions. If this sounds like you, then in a couple of minutes, I'm going to explain what we'll cover in the workshop, so you get a really good understanding of how the workshop will help you deal with nerves, stress, and tension more effectively. Another question I often get asked is, what techniques does this workshop cover? The answer is, I use techniques from both sports psychology and NLP. If you're wondering, NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. I've tailored these techniques specifically for equestrian sport across all disciplines, eventing, show jumping, and dressage. And I've created a method from these techniques called Transform Pressure to Power, which is also the name of my book. So let's move on now, and I'll explain what I cover in my Mindset Strategies workshop. First, it's important I explain that my workshop is designed to give you a new toolkit of mindset strategies. To do that, it's important you really understand your mindset. So that's what we look at first of all. So after a brief introduction, we look at rider mindset. This is something I have studied for some time, and I've created a system for assessing rider mindset, which has proven to be really helpful for riders. It's based on my observation that rider mindsets are just like a jigsaw puzzle, in that they're made up of different pieces, normally 2 to 5 pieces in total. Each rider's mindset is slightly different and made up of some similar and some different pieces. I've given each of these pieces, or rider mindsets, different names, not to label riders, but to help them understand and assess the component parts of their mindset and to help them prioritise areas for improvement. The first thing we do after the initial introduction to the workshop is to do this assessment. So that means each rider completes a questionnaire on their own. So the assessment is completely confidential and helps the rider identify the tools and techniques that will be most helpful for them as I explain them later in the workshop. So here are the 5 rider mindsets that we look at. The first is constant critic. This is where a rider is constantly criticising themselves and blaming themselves. Often they'll see a good performance or result as lucky rather than as a result of their actions and ability. Riders with this mindset tend to doubt themselves a lot. The next mindset is analysis paralysis, and this is where a rider overthinks and overrides, and it becomes really intense at competitions. The third mindset is distraction attraction, and this is where a rider focuses on the distractions and what-if scenarios rather than remaining focused on the task in hand. The fourth rider mindset is stage fright, and this is a really common phenomenon at competitions, especially when the rider has attached a really high level of importance to the outcome of the competition. The fifth and final rider mindset is confident champion. This is a strong, confident mindset, and it's the one that gives you real performance power. Riders often think this mindset is beyond their grasp. It's the mindset that everyone longs for, and certainly at the highest level of competition, this mindset is more than 90% of a rider's overall mindset jigsaw. However, most riders, whether you're competing at a local, regional, national or international level, are already demonstrating some of this mindset. It's just that it may only make up 10 to 20% of the overall picture. The great news is that making just one small improvement to your mindset can make a massive difference to your confidence and give you greater performance power. So that's what we look at in the very first section of this workshop. Once you've completed your mindset questionnaire and assessed your mindset, plus I will have explained the mindsets in more detail, we'll then move on and talk about the brain in a section I like to call brain mechanics. The reason that I do this is because there are a couple of really powerful techniques for managing your mindset, which are directly related to how your brain processes information and makes decisions under pressure. Whilst it's really tough to control nerves when you're feeling overwhelmed by them, there are steps you can take before you get to that stage to help you regain control. And that's what we cover in this section. The next big section of this workshop is all about your performance zone, and we spend a lot of time talking about this subject because it's got a lot of different aspects to it. In this part of the workshop, I explain what your performance zone is and how to find it consistently, and we'll do some exercises to help you do that. I'll also explain and tell you how to assess your optimal level of stress and what techniques to use to control your stress levels. This is great for anyone who gets stressed, nervous or tense at competitions. And in this section of the workshop, I'll also explain what mindset strategies to use throughout competition preparation and performance. So what I'll do is I'll walk you through the steps to manage your mindset and banish nerves, tension and stress during competition preparation, the course walk if you're jumping, the warm-up, and during the competition performance itself. Finally, we'll move on to next steps, and this is where I'll explain what to do next to start implementing the techniques, because by that point you'll have learnt a lot, and it's important that you leave the workshop feeling empowered and able to start implementing the techniques. I want to avoid you feeling overwhelmed, which is why I give you some pointers on how to start implementing the techniques simply and easily. So I hope you found this short video useful, and if everything you've seen and heard makes you feel like this workshop is the right step for you to take now, then I'd be delighted to welcome you along. To book your place at a workshop, simply click the link below this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to meet you at a Mindset Strategies for Competition Success workshop very soon.